Leo, so here is your story. I've been sitting here with the cards, and the story, and the energies to put it all together for you. Let's see what else comes out. But first, I must mention this. It's been happening to me almost weekly now, which is kind of cool and kind of. Uh, I don't have a specific spread. I just, however many cards fall off each deck, as my cats are playing, is however many that need to tell the story. And so for each deck, four cards of each came out. So if you're seeing 444 a lot, or maybe if that resonates with you, look up what it means, how it resonates with you, because it always screams really loud at me when it happens. Anyway, so let's start. So you have just come out of this is the first card we have here, of a really rough place. Whatever this was that happened to you, it's going to be different for a lot. Of course, it's a general reading. It pulled you in, and you stayed there so long you could not find your way out of something, whether it was a mental pattern or a relationship or a job, or this could be so many. Those are all just the general things readers just say, but this could be something small, like an attachment to a pet. I don't know. But if you can hear anything, any noises, those are my cats playing around. You were in this place so long and you couldn't find your way out of it. All it did was pull you in more and more into this dark spot. And it wasn't serving you. It wasn't helping you. There was no progress whatsoever. You couldn't find your way out of it. And so you had, and I'm feeling very much this is in the past, so this already happened, but for some of you, this could be coming up, of course. You had an intervention, and this is what they call divine intervention. This would be like the Tower card in traditional tarot. And so you had an intervention. Something fell apart. Something went down, and this could very much be this global pandemic that was the storm for you. But it brought something to an end, and maybe not to an end, but something happened that forced you to stop and relook at something, rework something, look at things differently, different feelings come up. Either way, this is coming out to me as this is the imagery that I'm seeing. This was like your buildup of a volcano, so you put more and more earth into something, more into material, and some more thoughts into something. It created a volcano, and then the divine came in, spirit came in, and just erupted your volcano. And the beautiful thing about these interventions, and they can be quite painful and it sucks, and I know, and this right here doesn't feel like a soft intervention to me. Some tower moments, some storms are softer than others. This didn't feel that soft, but what came out of it was a very gentle, I want to say awakening, but I mean like realization or smooth. So this storm came in, this huge lightning bolt came in, and it erupted your volcano. Whatever you were stuck in, this volcano, it erupted it. And in its eruption came out of it, the next card is the nectar. And so it's almost like I'm seeing that the lava is the nectar, and in the lava are all the nutrients, all the amazingness that you've been keeping in, that by just building this volcano without being able to come out of that mode, you haven't been able to see all the blessings that you've had around you. And so when this moment came in and broke everything down, it erupted your reality, it erupted your situation. And what came out of that was this sweet, it's almost like instead of the lava came out of the volcano, this sweet nectar, this sweet goodness, which is you. And this is very easily, you can really easily miss this. So if you're in this mode of This is very aggressive. You can miss the passive goodness. So this is around you. So if this tower moment, if this storm has already spoken to you, as if you already realized it's slowed you down. If you're not slowing down, if you're not paying attention, you can miss the goodness that this period is offering you. But once you see it, once you find it, it's going to create certain things inside of you. The tear. So this is the last card for the archetype deck. It's once you feel this, it will both be so it'll be bittersweet in terms of you will find the joy that now you have something more positive, something better, something good to focus on about yourself or about the situation or about your life, your job, whatever. And it's going to be bittersweet in terms of you're gonna be shedding a part of you that's been stuck. You're gonna come out of this stuck spot. And at the same time, with those tears of pain, because when you're shedding something, it's so you always kind of mourn the old you, the old situation, because you were used to it for so long, or you've been clinging on to whatever it was. It also brings tears of joy, and those tears of joy have a lot of this this vision, this new vision. It's kind of like it cleanses your view, it cleanses your eyes. It's a very cheesy way to say it because there are tears in your eyes, but they really wash away a lot of the shadow side of crying, of the emotional distress, and it makes it able, the light side is make you able to see things a little bit differently, to see parts of you or parts of your situation that are a lot softer, a lot gentler, instead of this holding on very strong and having to have this catastrophic, like, well, this isn't catastrophic yet. There are harder cards for that. But anyway, so let's talk about what this could mean. So here, when you were in this mode, you couldn't find your way out. You couldn't find any of the paths. There could have been 1,000 different ways for you to get out of it, and you couldn't. And the reason why you couldn't, according to this card, is because you've outgrown where you were. You were stuck in a place where you already instinctually, like, you already knew that you outgrew whatever it was, but you couldn't make a move and to go anywhere else. You still kept yourself stuck there. The next card we have here for the Shaman Oracle is the Arrow. So this is another one of those, you couldn't find your way out. You outgrew a certain place, but you couldn't make a move. You couldn't make a move on where to go. And the Arrow card is telling me, one, you were shooting yourself in the foot by not moving, by not picking a path. And it's also telling you, now is the time, now that you know you've outgrown this, now that you've seen things differently, make a choice, pick a path, and stick to it. Truly, truly stick to it. Don't give up on it. Let's see where it'll take you. So the first card we have for the animal spirit is the owl spirit. You can see clearly now. And owls are very, very perceptive energies. So clearly, this is, again, this very much falls with all of this, but really the tear, the vision. It's clear. It's clear now that you have a clearer view of things. The second card is koi fish. You have the ability, focus, to realize that there's more. There are more paths. That there is always enough. Koi fish spirit. There are more paths. There are more ways of going about. Maybe you were so fixated on one thing happening, on one path, on one destination that you couldn't see, but there are always other avenues to get into. Now, what I feel you were stuck in is this right here, the giveaway. The giveaway basically means that you've been, hey, I can. You've been giving more than you've been receiving. And a lot of times the shadow side of this is, and I know this very well because I've been guilty of it, is that you've been giving, or at least you used to, if you've been working on this already, giving for reasons of attention or acceptance or love. So it was almost like giving something away was like a transaction to give something back. And so you ended up giving and giving and giving and giving of yourself constantly. And when you do that, you feel depleted. You can't give for that long because you don't have you have infinite amounts of everything, yes, but when you give for the wrong reasons, when you give for not generous reasons, um, it actually takes more from you than just the thing you're giving. It's almost like your energy is completely depleted, and then without you filling it back up, there's nothing else to give. And so this right here tells me that you've been a giver, you've been giving too much of yourself and for the wrong reasons, and that's why perhaps you were stuck in this really rough spot. The next card here is the giveaway. What? The squirrel spirit. Believe in yourself. And so again, this goes hand in hand. When you give too much, it's because you don't believe that you deserve. Your self-worth now is in question, because if you wouldn't have to have love as a transaction or attention as a transaction if you really believed in yourself. If you knew your own value, you wouldn't overgive of yourself. You don't have, it's not love is not a transaction. You give, you feel it, great, it comes back to you. Whether it's to the same person, the same feel, the same thing. Give of yourself to receive instead of giving, giving, giving. No, give of yourself and you will receive back if it's genuine. Instead of giving, giving, giving to receive, that's a block to the energy. And then the very last cards are definitely, so we have for the Shaman Oracle, Taming the Wind, and for the Animal Spirit, Porcupine Spirit. Right here, time for a beginner's mind. So now it's asking you, the next step on your journey is to, and it came out right under the arrow card, pick a direction. Control your mind, pick a direction. So if 355 resonates to anybody, if you've been seeing that a lot on the clock lately, or 55 or threes, pick a direction and sail to it. Sail, go ahead and follow the path, and know that making these changes of having to overgive, look at it differently, give of yourself differently, tame that impulse in you to have things as a transaction, and just ride life in a different way. Whatever path you choose, this could be, again, job, relationships, anything of that sort. So I hope this helped, and I will see you next time.